Alright. Welcome to Life in a Headlock. I'm your Mississippi Madman, Logan Creed, and you are?
O'Shea Edwards, Silver Tongue, Mr. Hustle Hard, Mr. Hit Even Harder.
Cool. Alright, well, that's just a series of questions I ask. You answer to the best of your ability. I don't edit, so if it screws up, we go to YouTube with it.
I like it.
Alright, first question is, who trained you to be a professional wrestler and where at?
I trained out of Kennesaw, Georgia. Initially, it was Johnny Swinger from WCW, WCW, ECW. And then with his blessing, I was able to go forth and get, kind of learn from some more people because no one really knows it all. So I was able to get a chance to hitch my wagon with Robert Gibson. If you don't know Robert Gibson is,
you don't need to be a wrestler.
And then I was able to further my education with Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment's training dojo under Murder One, Jimmy Rave, and Chip Day, and all those guys out there. So I like to think I'm well-rounded. I don't claim to know everything, but what I do know, I like to think I'm right. So we'll see how that works.
Well, this really has, I'll do this every once in a while. This is a little question, but you did a little seminar earlier. How do you feel about doing seminars?
Man, at first, that was my very first one, and that was weird. Just because, like I said, I don't really claim to know a lot, but I love to teach what I do know. I love to talk. So I know everybody's put up the ring, and it was still a little, they were kind of do some other things with it. So I was like, all right, well, you know what? If we can't do in-ring stuff, let's do promos. I love promos.
Yeah.
I wish more people would actually do more promos. And so, I was like, yeah, why not? And it worked. Everybody was really receptive. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. I wouldn't mind doing some more stuff like that.
I want to see you and Monty Lombards going against each other.
That
is like a dream promo right there for me.
And I owe him one anyway. So, hit that Monty, I'm coming for you.
Tell me about your first match. Who was it against? Win, lose, or draw? What the crowd looked like?
Man, my first match was in Statesboro, Georgia, and it was a 6-man. Man, it was one of those where I walked in and I was going as a guest to kind of get a feel for the thing, and they go, "Hey, you're working tonight too." Okay, sure. Swinger told me, hey, if you don't got some gear, get some gear. So I put something together. I'm not proud of what I put together. Not at all, but I was able to put it together.
I've seen some of those.
Yeah, and the crowd was like from maybe 35, but to me, it felt like Madison Square Garden at the time. It was a ginormous cluster, but you couldn't tell me anything. I was like on top of the world that day, man. But I was like, what am I doing right now? This is. I'll go back and watch it every once in a while, and I'm like, this is gone. This is horrible.
My high spot was I was hitting my feet were being held in there, and I screamed like a girl. So it was horrible. And it was at the boys' club, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, but for what it's worth, man, like I said, I enjoyed it. It was the beginning of something that I never expected myself to be this far. So we're here now.
Did you win?
Yeah, we won.
Wow.
Yeah, we won. We won.
Dan?
Do an interview, but go ahead and check your head.
Oh, no,
I'm really sorry.
I don't edit, so go ahead and check your head too. Come on in.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, guys.
Believe it or not, second time that's happened.
I love it.
All right. Well, third question is your name. Is it your real name? If
No.
not, where'd it come up?
My favorite rapper is Ice Cube, and his name is O'Shea. He spelled it S-H-E-A.
That's how my name's spelled.
Yeah. So I changed it the other way around. I was like, this works. I like it this way. This works out for me. So I did it that way.
I get you. Okay, that's cool. What do you consider your style of wrestling?
Man, just real powerhouse, brawler style wrestling. I like to think I'm one of the bigger guys coming into most places, and so it's an idea of where if I'm gonna pick you up and throw you, I'm gonna pick you up and throw you until proven otherwise, and then I kind of figure it out as I go along. I don't want to put myself in a place saying I do one thing like great, but I like to think I do a number of things well, and so it kind of works out for my favor.
So I see people go, well, I'm strong style, or I'm lucha, and I'm like, but you do a lot of other stuff too. But that's why I always ask people, what do you consider yourself?
I got you.
Who is the person or wrestler that inspired you to be a professional wrestler?
Booker T. Like, quick with that.
Sucker.
Sucker.
Yeah.
Booker T made it cool for me to be a wrestler. There wasn't really, other than The Rock. The Rock's my real compliment. There wasn't a lot of really people for me to look up to at the time. I had Ron Simmons and a few other guys, but in terms of that main event level, that's not it was Booker T. He reached a place, to me, in wrestling that I want to get to. I don't want to be, just another guy. I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy. And so when I see him, that's what I see. It's a place where I want to be, to where I can make a legacy that outlives me, and I believe Booker T's got it.
And now he's got a school.
Yeah, now he's got a school.
Place,
Exactly.
He's running his own shows.
He's making it happen. He's making it happen.
Let me ask you this: when you said Booker T, was it in Harlem Heat or him by himself or both?
Both. When he was in Harlem, and I think that's why I enjoy it more. When he was in Harlem Heat, I loved him as Stevie Ray.
Yeah.
But then when he started to venture out on his own, he started to become his own person. And to see him finally reach that point, at least in WCW, where they were like, "You're going to be the guy," that was big for me. That was really, really big for me. I was real little when Ron Simmons won.
I was to beat Vader.
Right,
And then
so
Vader beat him.
Right, and so it wasn't anything to where I could remember. But I like to be a student, so I recognize it. But for me to see Booker T do it, it meant a lot.
Yeah.
It meant a lot to me. So, but no, it's always been Booker T. I'll probably become like a real fanboy if he came walking in. I'll probably.
I even liked when he did G.I. Bro. I thought it was
I thought G.I.
awesome.
Bro was actually
Because some people hated it. I was like,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
it
That's
was
a character.
It was a character. It was him being a character, but I still enjoyed it. Anything he does to me, I'm like, yeah, this works for me.
Because even the King Booker, I was like, it was
The
annoying
King
as
Booker
hell,
was
but
the
it
King Booker
awesome.
was the best version. Oh,
And I love Bradshaw, all hell, it's King Booker. And
oh.
everybody's like, he's saying all hell, King Booker. No, he's saying all it's hell, it's
Yeah.
King Booker.
all hail, it's King Booker. I loved it. I thought that was great. Absolutely, I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Well, speaking of TV wrestling, what is your feelings on TV wrestling? What do you think's good of it? What do you think's bad?
To me, it's the greatest thing. It's still around. It's still here. It's not going to go anywhere anymore. It's doing well. It's making money. Everybody else is starting to find out how to make more money. So it's no longer just the show that is WWE. There's Ring of Honor. There's New Japan. There's Progress out in London. There's guys who are finding their niche in the world, and it's great because now you're getting exposed to so many different styles of wrestling, and that's the greatest thing about it. And with that being said, as much as we all want to work for WWE one day, there's so many different avenues for guys to make this their living, and for guys to support themselves, to support their families, support their wives, and never touch WWE. And I'm happy with that. I'm okay. The bad thing, and this is really a gripe, and it's just me. I think 3 hours is a lot of Monday Night
It's
Raw.
a hard push for me, and I'm a huge wrestling fan.
I am too. I get to about hour 2, and I'm like, man, I'm getting sleepy. I think it's a lot, but at the same time, I mean, it's wrestling's for everybody. So what may not be my cup of tea is someone else's, and that's okay with it. Wrestling's for everybody.
Let me ask you this. You watch Lucha Underground at all?
When it's on Netflix. Usually it comes on like Wednesday. I
Did
completely
you like
forget.
the movie stuff they did behind
I
the
did.
scenes?
I'm a
I
storyteller.
love that part.
I'm an entertainer. Before I'm even a wrestler, and I love that stuff, man. I wish more people do that. I wish more people get into storytelling. That's what brings everybody in there, man. Storytelling. I love it.
That's one of my favorite parts. I was like, this is so cool.
The vignettes are so
And
awesome.
I remember WCW did it. You remember the White Mountain of Doom? It was Vader versus Sting. And it was
Yes.
so cheesy.
That was so
But it
cheap.
was so
great.
good
It was
for
so
back in
good.
the day.
It was so good. I enjoyed it.
Kind of goes with that. But you got your dream opponent. Everybody has one. Who would it be for you?
Wow.
See, mine's Cactus Jack. That's my go-to right on. I love Cactus.
Honestly, I would. I don't want to call this a cop out, but I would love. I have a handful of guys. On a main stage like WWE, I would love to actually step to the Rock. I'd love to step to him. Price, I think he'll make $1 million. On the independent scene, on a world independent scene, like a Ring of Honor, there's Marty Scurll. I love Marty Scurll. I love what he does. I love stepping over with Jay Lethal as well. Internationally, there's one guy in progress named Zach Gibson. I think in the world of that guy, I would step in the ring with him. And there's one guy I've been talking. I can cuss. There's a lot of guys I've been talking shit to on Twitter and Instagram, and that's Roy Johnson. And I'll probably tag him in this too to let him know that he ain't so wavy, and give an opportunity, I knock that man bun off his head. Come at me, dude. What you gonna do about it?
All right, now this next one's kind of, I threw this on a few shows about, and I've just always wanted people's opinion. I got my own opinion, I like to see everybody else.
Yeah.
But what's your feelings on intergender wrestling?
It's like everything. It has its place. It's not what everybody. It's not for everybody's cup of tea, like I said before. But for what it's worth, it has its place. It may not be for mainstream because it is what it is for some people. But with it, I don't really have a problem with it per se, just because it turns into if anybody thinks that, for me, if anybody thinks they can step to me, come step to me. I'm not going to pull any punches. I'm not going to light up, regardless of who you are. I'm gonna bring it like I sing it. And so it's one of those things. If you think you got the minerals, male or female, and everything in between, to step to me, just step to me. But you're going to go home with something more than just your feelings. So for me, I don't care. If that's what I'm booked as, that's what I'm booked as. But, in terms of on a mainstream thing, I can see why people don't.
Lucha's the only place I've seen do it.
Right, Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground does it quite a bit, and it works. It works a lot.
But they're the only one I've seen booked it right.
But you know what, though? Like I said, Sexy Star, who's there?
Yeah. She's
legit. She's legit, and so I don't have a problem with it. Equality for everybody. Hey, let's all get punched in the mouth. We don't care who you are.
Well, this is the next last question. In the end, what is your goal for professional wrestling?
I want to create a legacy. I want something that's going to last longer than me. I want, at the end of the day, I want to look at my life and say we made it. I want to be able to quit my first job. I want to wrestle forever. I've already quit my job just so I can wrestle. This is real to me. I can't afford for this to fail. I've given up a lot. I will continue to give up a lot for this to work because I have to do this for my like I said, for my life to get better, for my wife's life to get better, for us to do the things that we've always wanted to do in life, and to basically be who we want to be. Wherever that takes me, I don't care. In a perfect world, I'd be in New Japan and never come home again. But at the same time, it doesn't matter. I just want to wrestle. I'll wrestle the same way in front of 5, in front of 5,000, in front of 50,000. It doesn't matter to me. This is what I do. I'm a wrestler. I love being a wrestler. I'll be a wrestler to the day I die. My wife's on board with it, and she's like, we'll go as far as we can go. And that's really all that matters to me. With that being said, I'm trying to cash checks. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get paid. I told my wife, when I make it, I'm gonna buy her a BMW. And I haven't. I don't like being a liar, and I don't plan on being a liar anytime soon. So I got to get to work because some things are expensive. My hand them things are expensive. But I was serious. I told her, I was like, one day I'm gonna buy you a BMW just from wrestling. And she looked at me like, you got to do that. I'm like, no, I don't have to do that. I want to do that. So that's whatever it takes me to buy my wife a BMW. I'm gonna buy my wife a BMW from wrestling. So that's my goal. That's my goal.
The last one is more or less your opportunity to thank people. In this world we live in, there's a lot of backstabbers.
Yeah.
But for the ones that haven't backstabbed you, the ones that still value in your dream, your goal,
Yeah.
who are they? Here's your opportunity.
First of all, I think my wife. I love that woman to death, man. She is the best thing I've ever done, and even though there's times where she get on my everlasting nerve, like I still love her to death. She's been down since day one, and I can never repay that. My mom. She came to see me wrestle. My dad, who lives in New York, I told him one day I'm gonna get up there and you're gonna watch me wrestle. A number of friends, Ryan, Sandra, Pete, Clint. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on and on about that. My trainers, Johnny Swinger, Robert Gibson, Murder One. Those guys who really saw something in me, and they're like, "Yo, man, you got something with this. Really go." There's a handful of guys who I really got to say thanks to: Curry Kid, Eric Silva, Cameron Action, Damian Bennett, Trevor Eon, Chris Bullitt, Ike Cross, like Agent Armor. These are guys who saw me when I wasn't all that great, and they stuck behind me forever. I owe those guys everything. I owe those guys my career because without them, it's whatever. I always tell people I'm not in this business to make friends. If I want to make friends, I go join the football team. But these guys, I consider them my friends. I go to war with my friends. I go to bat for my friends. I die for my friends. And that means a lot. So, and without them, there is no me. And so with that being said, man, boys, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know. I may not say it to your face, but I constantly think about all that.
The last thing is, if anybody wants to get a hold to you, to book you, where's your contacts?
Yes. I'm on the big three. Instagram, all damn day O'Shea _ every word. For Instagram, it's at all damn day O'Shea. Facebook, all damn day O'Shea Edwards. I have a pro wrestling tee store. I'm at What a Maneuver under O'Shea Edwards. Buy my stuff, buy my merch. That'd be awesome. Support it, dude. I got a BMW to buy.
Thanks for being on Life in the Headlock.
Dude, thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.